First of all, how many people went to Tim Levin's last night? Oh, awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Yeah. What did everybody think?
Awesome. It was fun.
You know what they say about a car wreck where it's so awful you can't look away?
Let's speak to that, because I think that's a really exciting way to think about it. Because I immediately thought to myself, oh boy, here we go. I've got a whole bunch of students who are going to be like, see. And I guess for me it's like, I enjoy, in fact, I heartily embrace the fact that, yeah, you know what, I don't agree with Tim Levins. I don't. I think actually he is not very clearly understanding his own practice, because I do see heavy socio-political implications of what he does. But that's okay. I think what I do see, he has an amazing way of framing his work, right?
The way he frames his work is definitely interesting. He's allowed the disabled to create art through his process of ART. He was so passionate about that. I think I wish I could have just seen some of the end results of what he was pushing for so much, about how the students were able to create without their hands and without much of their bodies doing the work. It was pretty much their minds, and through the tracker was able to do everything. I wish I was just able to see some of what he was talking about, to put visual to what I've been hearing. Some of his theories were very interesting. He had one that was specifically about if you were lying on your deathbed, called the deathbed theory. He said that if you're lying on your deathbed, what's the last piece of art you want to look up at? What would be sitting on your walls that you'd be satisfied seeing as the last image before you go?
Man is laying on his deathbed. There are 4 things that go through his mind. Was I well loved? Check. Did I express myself? Did I let my light shine through? Check. Will an attractive woman cry at my funeral? Check. Probably more than one. Check. Lastly, did I achieve success and own real estate? And when I close on this condo, I will be able to check that one as well.
He's passionate about what he does, and I have a huge amount of respect for him. The person that he brought up as a really good inspiration is Clement Greenberg. How many people are you familiar with Clement Greenberg?
Yeah. LeBron James, Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, I think he meant it.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. He was like the theorist of high formalism.
Yeah.
So the people who sort of led the charge for Pollock and Barnett Newman, and the people that sort of led high formalism in the mid-20th century, Clement Greenberg was their champion critic. And so he basically promoted the notion of, with photography and all this other stuff, let's have paint do what paint does, right? What does paint do? Well, it's two-dimensional, and you have color. So essentially you got a whole bunch of artists working with these notions of how do we draw attention to the material and the sort of principles of paint, and that be enough, right? So instead of trying to be something else, like a realistic photographic presence, that painting should do what painting does. And that was a really, really big sort of movement for formal art. But I'm curious. I want to hear more from folks, because it was obvious to me that people were fired up by it.
So it's not the same thing at all.
It is a message. It is an inspiration. It is a source of beauty. And without paper, it could not have happened. Unless you had a camera